Okie dokie. Don't know how this is going to work, but I didn't want to record a video and do all that work. Somebody asked me if how to get the Cornell sound. Well, I don't think that was their exact comment, but I was trying to explain how to do it, and I realized like in words, it's super hard to explain what's happening in the throat. So I decided. I mean, like I can make the sound, but I noticed like it was super. Oh golly, come on! I'm gonna have to tune this. Well, you're gonna have to watch me tune this because I'm live. That's just the way it's gonna have to be. But the way to kind of get to the sound is making a kind of a shape in the back of your throat, which I found it difficult to explain how to get to that shape. And then I was trying to think about like what, like anybody that, there you go. I was trying to think of like a character, maybe a cartoon character, something like that, that that you could simulate to get there. But anyways, the sound, if you listen to Chris, and I'll just pull this up, and I hope that the sound works well enough. But if it doesn't, that's okay, because you can just pull up the song yourself and listen to it, and then you'll get it. I'm only going to focus on the first verse because that's really all the point of the technique is, because then you just kind of learn to expand from there. And this will probably play an ad. Um, okay, it's right there. Let's start there. We'll just put it in. Okay, that's in the all right. So one time, just to key in on the part right there. All right. So I know that's belabored. I know that takes a while to get there, but the sound that he's doing, and the trick of doing this is actually that it's got to be at a low volume. If you try and go, that's gonna suck. So that's not gonna be good. Oh, that was horrible. God. Yeah, I need to drink water after that. But the idea of the sound is to get to that sound. Follow me, follow me. What he's doing is raising his larynx a little bit. So watch. If you what I'm gonna do is I'll start neutral and then I'll raise and then I'll go back to neutral and then I'll lower it. Follow me, follow me, follow me. All the same notes. Follow me into the desert. All right, now when I was younger, and there's old videos of me doing that, what I thought you had to do is sort of like treat your voice or your vocal cords like sandpaper or something like that. Like the grit is in the, like that was where it's not. That's not where it is. It's not there. I don't. It's not. I've heard the guy who's out there making a lot of fun of Ken Tamplin. His videos are funny. His videos are really funny, but they're almost a little bit gross. They're almost a little bit too far. And he makes a big deal about how to, and I'm not trying to get in a pissing match, but what I notice about his technique is that his it's kind of a vocal fry distortion. I don't know what actually is happening, so I'm making up words. So if that's not right, whatever. But it's like it would be, if he were to do it, if I were to try and mimic how I think he would do it, he'd go, follow me, follow me. That's, it gets really thin and really small, and it's I don't understand it. There might be a right way to do that. I just can't hear in my head how to do it. But it's very thin and it's very much in the head voice. You can mix that, and maybe that's part of his argument, is like, that's not possible. Mix is like not a real thing. I'm not sure. I'm not studied. I've been off the internet for a really long time. So I'm just kind of doing this as a favor. I hope it's helpful to the one person that asked for it. But it's just something that I thought that was kind of cool, and I thought I might be able to just help. But whatever, you put yourself on the internet and somebody's going to make fun of you for it. So I don't care. That's fine. You do your thing. But the thing you're trying to get to is, and I'm trying to exaggerate it to make the point, is follow me. Now that you can start with like an NG if you want, but you're not going to want to hold on to that because you won't be able to, it won't sound the way you want it to. But if you go like, like, that's a really exaggerated way of getting to the sensation in the back of your throat, but that's really what you're doing. And then if you work it up, what I would do to work it up to get there, because you won't be able to take that sound or that placement right into distortion. That's not going to happen. You're going to find that you'll do what I did, is you'll try and you'll cough. And it's just because you're blowing out the cords. It's way too much air. It just doesn't work. So what you have to do, and this is what I would do, is I wouldn't do anything more than the first line. I would go like this. All right. Follow me into the desert. 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 And then what I was doing there is I was building towards it and then coming back down and then going back up and building back down and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the reason that why that works for me, why that's helpful, is because what you're actually aiming for is to be able to hold on to that position, the feeling in the back of your throat, while at the same time, the most respectful. That's funny. You do not sing on key. Maybe you should look into Sally Morgan. Sing like you speak. That's funny. That's cool. That's good. Appreciate that. Thank you. Respectful. That's great. Not the point. And I appreciate what you said. So anyways, the point just being is simply this. You can hold on to that position. And then as you hold on to that position, then you can start to push down on your diaphragm, which will give you a little bit more force in the throat. So as you develop that, I'll just repeat it one more time, looking at the chords here. Follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are. Follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are. Follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are. Follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are. And then what you can do is as you repeat that, as you go back and forth, you kind of get a little bit more comfortable with what the placement is. Now, when you're doing this, and maybe that's what It's the Man with Two First Names is saying, I'm not focused on pitch right now. I'm not worried about it. I don't actually care whether it's on key or not. That is not a representation of whether or not I can sing or this is the right way or not. Anybody that wants to be sort of a pitch diva can do that. That's fine. All singers will tell you that there's a lot more to it than whether or not you're on or off. Anyways, my point is simply this: that placement, what will end up happening if you're not careful, is you can reach the tone probably as he was saying, and actually be under pitch. When you distort like that, it's actually not as easy to hear that you're off pitch. You have to focus a lot on placement. So that's why it's really important, very important, to start with the pure tone, because that pure tone is where you're going to be able to hear clearly. Follow me into the desert. So stick on that. Follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are. And if you want to really have that locked in your head, really, really locked in your head, because if you race for the placement, what will end up happening is you will just learn how to get to the placement, and you'll actually lock the chord. Well, I don't know if this is the right way to say it or not, but you'll lock the chord in place to where when you go to hit that note, you will have learned it under pitch, and you will just kind of like wobble like this. I definitely have that problem from time to time, and sometimes I have to like go back to a song. I had to go back to a song and basically relearn it. I have to start back over because I was racing to the tone. I can think of a few songs recently with the U2 tribute band where that's what I did. I like raced to the tone. I used force and tried to like push through it. And I just basically learned, I learned the wrong way to do it and had to back all the way down to note by note, pitch by pitch, section by section, and then build it back up, and then bring in the sort of the force that I was really looking for. So that all being what it is, that's kind of the process that you should follow. And for what it's worth, I hope that helped whoever was looking for that information. And if it doesn't help, throw it away, man. Nobody, you don't got to listen to my opinion. Get to wherever you're going when you found me.